A formula is an equation that describes how two or more variables are related. Some common formulas that are used are, but not limited to, the area of a rectangle, where A is equal to L times W, length times width. Perimeter of a rectangle, P equals 2 times the width plus 2 times the length, and you can interchange L and W if you like. Area of a circle, A equals pi r squared, and many, many others. So let's go through a couple. The area A of a triangle is given by the formula A equals 1/2 base times height, where B is the base of the triangle and H is the height. Solve the formula for B. So let's take our formula. A equals 1/2 B times H, base times height. Now we're going to solve for B, the base. So you can go about it a couple of ways, but the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to get rid of the 1/2 by multiplying 2 by both sides of the equation. So 2 here and 2 here, which will cancel out the 2's here. And it will leave me with 2a equals base times height. And then I'm going to divide the h over on both sides, cancel it out here, and I will get 2a over h equals b. So that's my answer for the first part. Now the second part is, let's find the base of the triangle whose area is 10 inches squared with a height of 4 inches. Now you could take what area is, which is 10, and plug it in for A here, and you can plug what height is, which is 4, and plug it in here and solve for B. Or we can just take what we solved for the base here and plug in 10 for A and 4 for H, which is what we're going to do. So we're going to get 2 times 10 over 4, and I dropped the inches because you don't really need it. We're just going to focus on just the numbers themselves, which is going to equal 20 over 4. And then 20 over 4 is going to equal 5, which is B. So the base is equal to 5 inches. And there's our answer for the first one. Next, the volume V of a right circular cylinder is given by the formula V equals pi r squared h, where r is the radius and h is the height. We are going to solve this formula for h first. So V equals pi r squared h. And since I'm solving for h, and pi r squared is multiplying by h, or multiplying into h, we can just divide it out by both sides. So pi's cancel, r squareds cancel, so I'm left with V over pi r squared is equal to h. And that's our answer for the first one. Now, we're going to find what the height of the right circular cylinder is when the volume is 32 pi inches cubed, whose radius is 2 inches. So again, I don't really need the units of measure for this, I just want the numbers. So the volume, V, is 32. So 32 pi over pi, and the radius is 2 inches, so 2 squared. Well, right off the bat, I see that the pi's cancel out. Going to leave me with 32 up top, and then 2 squared is 4 in the bottom. And then 32 divided by 4 is going to give me 8, which is my h. So the height of this cylinder is going to be 8 inches. Last, the perimeter of a rectangular window is 466 inches. The length of the window is 55 inches, more than the width. Find the dimensions of the window and what is the area of the window. So we got a bunch of stuff we got to do. So the first thing is it wants us to find the dimensions of the window. And sometimes on this it's much easier if you just draw a picture, just so you can see what's going on. So I know that the perimeter is 466, and I have a width, and I have a length. So let's go with what we know. The length is 55 more than the width. So whatever my width is, my length is going to be just that plus 55. So we can say that the width is some unknown x, and then my length is the same x, but plus 55. And since from up front, or sorry, at the beginning, we had our perimeter formula, 2w plus 2l, I can plug in what I know is each. P is 466, w is just x, so 2x, and L is x plus 55, so 2 times x plus 55. Distribute the 2 across. 466 equals 2x plus 2x plus 110. Subtract the 110 over, and I'm going to get 356. Combine the x's together, I get 4x. And then divide both sides by 4. And so 356 divided by 4 is going to give me 89 equals x. Now, x equals 89, but that doesn't really tell me what the dimensions of the window are. I need its length and its width. So I know that the width from here is just x. So the width is going to be 89. So the width is 89, and since my unit of measure is in inches, I'll say 89 inches. Whereas the length is x plus 55, so 89 plus 55, which is going to give me 144 inches. So my width and my length are my dimensions. Now, what is the area of the window? The area of a rectangle or a square is length times width, or base times height. Both the exact same thing. So my length is 144, and I'm going to put in inches this time. I will put in the unit of measure here for one reason, and we'll see in just a second. And my width is 89 inches. So 144 times 89 is going to give me 12,816. And this is inches times inches, so we want to say that the area is inches squared. So 12,816 inches squared is the area for this rectangle. Just remember that inches times inches just means it's inches squared. There were 3, inch times inch times inch would be inches cubed.